everybody. Thanks for joining today. I'm so happy you can be here for our first online Zoom activity where today we are going to make hot cocoa. I am Liz Spurlock. I am the CEO of Hortus Health, which is a home healthcare agency where we support adults with autism as well as intellectual disabilities. And I'm also a licensed speech language pathologist. So, given the climate of today with COVID and everyone kind of being stuck at home, I'm really focused on creating activities that everyone can access and be involved in so that we're all staying active while we're still stuck at home and being safe, of course. So, today, you probably can't see it, but the snowflakes are falling behind me. And what better day than to make our own personalized or 1 cup of hot cocoa. Now, of course, this recipe can be adapted and you can make more than one serving. That would just take a little bit of math, but I know that you can do it. And we'll talk a little bit about that later. So first, I want to go over the ingredients that we need today. So what we will need is some sugar, some cocoa. Now, this is just your plain cocoa. This isn't like chocolate syrup. This isn't Nesquik, which already has the sugar mixed in it. It's just regular plain old cocoa. And if you do taste it, you might be a little surprised that it actually is not as sweet as you might expect a candy bar to taste. We also have vanilla, and of course, we have some milk and some tools that we have today. We need your favorite mug. This is my favorite mug. This one's always mine at home. We need a tablespoon and a teaspoon. And you can see that I already measured my milk out, but it is in a measuring cup. My measuring cup is a 2-cup measuring cup, but you might have a 1-cup measuring cup at home. You might have a 4-cup measuring cup. So just make sure that when you're measuring your ingredients out, you just pay attention to the numbers within your measuring cup. And if you don't have a measuring cup at all, sometimes a standard coffee mug is right around a cup. This one's a little bit larger, but that's okay. I'm sure you have one. Okay, so let's get started. This is really quick and really easy, and I'm even going to throw in some fun facts about hot cocoa as we go along. I should also note, you do need a microwave, and if you don't have a microwave, you can also use your stove with a pot to heat up your milk. All right, so let's get started. So what we're going to start with is, I'm actually going to use this little bowl to mix up my sugar and my cocoa. So what we need is, I'll start with the sugar. We need 2 tablespoons of sugar. So there's 1. Ooh, you make sure it's filled to the top. 2. All right, so there's our 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then you need your teaspoon, and you're going to measure out 1, 2. You could do 2 to 3. I'm going to go for 3 because I like chocolatey hot chocolate. Or what I will tell you later is there's a difference between hot chocolate and hot cocoa. We're actually making hot cocoa today. So 3. There's 3. And then I'm just going to use this little spoon here. And I'm just going to mix those 2 together. It doesn't have to be perfectly mixed, but just start to, you can see, just mix up that sugar and cocoa. Okay, set that off to the side. Now, so if you had a glass measuring cup, you can measure out your milk and stick it right in the microwave. Mine is plastic, which you can use in the microwave, but I tend to like to just use glass. One thing you cannot put in the microwave, do not put a metal cup, metal measuring cup, metal anything in the microwave because you will have fireworks or an explosion or a fire. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pour this 1 cup of milk into my coffee mug. And I told you, see, I don't know if you can see, but yep, this one's a little bit larger than a 1 cup. So that's why I said you have to kind of take a look. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this mug right into the microwave for 1.5 minutes. Everybody's microwave is a little bit different. So put it in for a minute See if it's hot enough for you. If it's not, put it in for another 30 seconds. So just basically you're heating it until it's hot enough for you to drink. You don't want to scorch yourself, but hot enough to drink. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. All right, 1 minute and we're off. While that's heating up, I want to give you some fun facts about hot chocolate or hot cocoa. So there is a difference between it. Hot cocoa is any time, well, first of all, cocoa comes from a bean. It looks very similar to coffee beans, but and it actually dates back to like 1700 BC. Cocoa beans were around longer than we even knew, longer than they've ever had chocolate bars, anything else. Hot chocolate or hot cocoa has been the thing. So cocoa is the powdered form of your chocolate where they remove the fat out. And hot, and so when you make hot cocoa, it's when you're adding the powdered form with the milk. If you were making hot chocolate, that would be when you like melted down maybe chocolate chips or shaved a candy bar. That is hot chocolate. All right. Fun fact. One more fun fact as our microwave beeps. The largest cup of hot cocoa or hot chocolate was 880 gallons. So this was an experiment that they did in, I think it was Tampa Bay, Florida, and they filled a swimming pool of powdered milk and cocoa. And children, it was at a museum, and children also got to build catapults to catapult their marshmallows into the largest mug or pool of hot chocolate. How cool is that? All right, so let's go grab our milk. Okay, this milk feels hot to me. Okay, so of course be careful when you're taking it out of there. Sometimes you can get tricked. Sometimes your mug gets hotter than the stuff on the inside, so just be careful, okay? All right, so now that we have our hot milk, we're gonna go ahead and mix in our cocoa and sugar. And at this time, you also want to add your vanilla. So this is a quarter teaspoon of vanilla. I only have my 1 teaspoon here, okay? So if you could picture this spoon being broken up into four even layers, where would it land? It's okay if you put a little extra or a little less in. It's still going to taste good. So I'm going to put my vanilla in there. All right. And then we're just going to stir it up until everything looks nice and smooth and chocolatey. And you can tell maybe that you can kind of feel in there that the sugar, you can feel the granules. You kind of want to stir it until you don't feel those crunchy granules anymore, or sugar crystals, we can even call them, because that means that they've all melted down in there. This looks good. All right, so stir. All right, that looks good. Now, this hot chocolate, hot cocoa, could be perfectly fine, just like this, delicious. But what if we want to make it a little bit more special? All right, I have some additions that we could add, some good things that we might want to have with cocoa. And this could lead you into a really great social opportunity. Maybe you make some hot cocoa for a neighbor. And if we're doing things virtually, maybe you guys can make it together. Maybe you create a little kit that you take to them. So measure out all your stuff, put the milk in a jar, put the sugar and the cocoa in a little baggie, and maybe some of these little extras. Drop it off at their house, make it together over Zoom or over Google Hangouts or whatever it might be, and you can have a hot chocolate date. How fun is that? All right. And then we're communicating and getting those opportunities to get in touch with everybody. We're kind of stuck in our houses by ourselves. Let's get in touch with people. Okay. So maybe you make them a little extra special hot chocolate. So I have here some, and this is on my cookies for Santa plate, some candy canes. I really like chocolate and peppermint together, so that's probably my go-to. Some marshmallows, because that's classic hot chocolate. And of course, what goes better with hot chocolate than cookies? All right, maybe you don't put them in, but maybe you enjoy them on the side. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little marshmallow in there for myself. And last but not least, what makes hot chocolate better than a nice topping of whipped cream, right? Okay, so we're ready to drink our hot cocoa. Mmm, and I have whipped cream on my face. All right, guys. I hope you had as much fun as I did today, and thanks for checking in. Please be on the lookout. I'm going to have a lot more activities coming up in the future. I'm hoping to next week pardon me, um, work on how to wrap a Christmas present or any kind of holiday present, birthday present, whatever kind of present. I'm going to work on how to wrap a gift. So I know we're getting ready to gift people with lots of special things. So join me back here, and I will show you different ways that we can wrap gifts. Okay. Thanks, guys, for checking in. Hope to see you soon. Bye.